All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're breaking down the actual blueprint for building a seriously exceptional organization, one that doesn't just function, but absolutely hums with efficiency. We're talking about the 10 pillars of workflow optimization.
You know, it all really boils down to one big question. What's the secret sauce? How does some companies just seem to navigate any challenge, while others get completely stuck in the mud? Well, it's not some magic trick. It's about having a solid architectural plan.
And that plan has a name: workflow optimization. Seriously, think of this as the master blueprint for your entire operation. It's all about systematically finding and cutting out the waste, cranking up your speed, and making sure you can deliver amazing results every single time.
Okay, so just like any building, you can't start putting up walls without a solid foundation. Before we can build sky high, we have to make sure the groundwork is absolutely perfect. This is where it all starts.
So, first things first. Pillar 1, strategic alignment. This is so crucial. It means that every task, every process, every little bit of effort is pointing in the exact same direction as the company's biggest goals. You know, if your mission is to build a rocket ship, you don't want part of your team focused on designing a boat. This makes sure you're not just busy, but busy doing the right things.
All right, foundation's poured. Now it's time to build the engine. These are the core parts that are actually going to do the work and propel your organization forward.
And the heart of that engine is Pillar 2, critical path analysis. Just look at the steps here. You figure out your goal, you list out all the essential tasks, and then, and this is key, you map out which tasks can't start until others are finished. What this does is reveal the single longest chain of tasks that determines your project's absolute minimum timeline. If anything on that path gets delayed, the whole project gets delayed. It's that important.
Next up, our engine needs fuel. That's Pillar 3, resource allocation. This is all about being a master strategist with your people, your tech, and your money. It's not just about having resources, it's about putting them in the right place at the right time. You want to put your best people on your biggest opportunities to get the maximum possible impact.
And speaking of making things go faster, let's talk about Pillar 5, automation integration. This is like upgrading from a horse and buggy to a sports car. Look at the difference here. Manual tasks are repetitive, slow, and let's be honest, kind of boring. Automation is fast, consistent, and, best of all, it frees up your brilliant human team to focus on creative, high-value work that a computer could never do.
And to make sure that engine runs perfectly every single time you turn it on, we have Pillar 6, standardization of processes. This is about defining the single best way to get something done and making that the rule for everyone. It's the secret ingredient for consistent quality. It means a client gets the same amazing service, whether it's their first time working with you or their 100th.
So the engine is built. It's powerful, it's efficient, but, an engine without a driver is just a very expensive paperweight. Now we need to build the control room, the systems that will let us monitor and steer this whole machine.
And in that control room, you need a dashboard. That's Pillar 4, performance monitoring. This gives you the real-time data to see what's actually happening. It lets you spot those little bottlenecks or inefficiencies before they turn into massive problems. You just can't fix what you can't see.
But hey, even the most perfect plans can hit a snag. And that's exactly why we need Pillar 8, risk management. This isn't about being negative. It's about being smart. It's about looking ahead, asking what could go wrong here, and having a plan B, and maybe a plan C and D, already in your back pocket. It's what turns a potential crisis into just a little bump in the road.
Now for the wiring that connects every single part of this operation. Pillar 9, transparency and communication. It's simple, really. When information flows freely and everyone, from the interns to the CEO, has a clear view of the goals, the progress, and the problems, the entire company can move together as one single, unstoppable team.
Okay, we have our foundation, we have our engine, and we have our control room. But a great structure isn't just strong for a day. It's designed to last, to adapt, and to get better over time.
And that starts with Pillar 7, flexibility and adaptability. Look, rigid things break under pressure. The best organizations are designed to bend, not break. So when a new technology comes out or the market completely shifts, your workflows can adapt on the fly without the whole thing falling apart.
And finally, the one pillar that makes this whole thing a living, breathing system. Pillar 10, continuous improvement. This is the commitment to never being done. It creates a feedback loop where every project, every success, and yes, every failure becomes a lesson. It's the fuel that makes the entire system smarter and stronger tomorrow than it was today.
So there they are, 10 powerful, interconnected pillars. This is the foundation of true operational excellence.
And when you put them all together, you get a complete system. You've got a solid foundation with strategic alignment, a powerful engine of execution, a smart control room for steering and oversight, and finally, that dynamic ability to get better and better over time.
So, as you look at this whole framework, I want you to ask yourself a serious question. Which one of these 10 pillars, if you really focused on it starting tomorrow, would make the biggest, most positive change for you and your team? Think about it.